on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show, that's where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio Show. The All Around Town Radio.
Hey, everybody. Welcome on a Monday. Boy, we had a weekend. We're going to talk about it here in just a minute. Stick around with us for the update. It's coming your way.
It's the Weekend Review. It's a Bible coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're coming who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell.
That's right. You're raising hell.
With all around you, no plan to do it well. So all around town radio show. That's where I go for the latest band info.
Welcome to the program, everybody. I cannot see if you're on the Book of Face today, so you're going to have to comment to let me know you're here. That's how that's going to work, all right? I cannot see you today on the Book of Face. That is down for some reason. We are live on Facebook, though, and YouTube. But drop a comment in if you'd like to. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you to everybody that dropped comments in on our page about who you saw over the weekend. We appreciate that. That was Sweet Sister Mercy with our theme song, and thank you so much. And if I get through this, what I will, the voice is a little gone, even though I was using the Lee Dixon elixir, as I like to call it, this weekend. I had to use it yesterday most of the day, but yeah, it's a little rough today. Long weekend of chatting a little bit on a microphone, I should say, and we had some great times at SpringFest in the Berg. Let me say hi to some folks. John is here. I got to see him this weekend. It was great to see you again on Friday. Kevin Cooper in the house. How are you, Coop? Good to see you, my friend. I'll see you Thursday night, I think. Oh, Glenn is checking in right here on the old YouTube channel. He's first up on the Tube of You. Thank you for that. Ed is resting hard today. We did have a great weekend, Ed. It was such a pleasure to work with you, my friend. And, you know, I have some stuff in here to comment on that but certainly I will say right now, you're a man who can capture a moment. I will say that. And just the energy and the feel for this event all weekend long, you did a great job. I got to make a little mental note here real quick so I don't forget anything. All right, there we go. Yeah, let's see. John says, great pictures, Edward. Yes, great pictures. Scott Albrecht in the house from Wild Frontiers. Thank you. I'm going to get my screen bigger so I can see too. I don't know about what was going on down there. The wind blew all weekend, so Ed and I were kind of talking about that. I get to the point where your eyes don't even focus. It was interesting. The wind blew most of the weekend. Yesterday was just beautiful, but gosh darn. Yes, gosh darn. Was it windy Friday and Saturday? It was. Seth's here from Party Punch. And I've got some more pictures to put up. Ed got some great pictures, and I put up Ed's pictures, but I've got some pictures I got to capture over the weekend, and one of them of Seth I think you're really going to love. I sneak peeked it to him last night, and it's going to get posted here probably this evening. We'll get those up, maybe in the morning. It depends. I have a meeting this evening I'm going to, so yeah, we'll see. Hi, Steve Stein. How are you? Steve Stein was a huge help all weekend long. He spent the entire weekend there as a stage manager, hand, whatever he could do, man. And anything we needed, Steve Stein got it for us. And Steve, you're a rock star, my friend. Thank you so much. just a good bunch of work. Hi, Darren. Thank you for being here. George Orr, thank you for stopping in. Tim Anderson from the Whammies in the house. How are you? It's a beautiful sunny Monday. It is. Scott Bennett from Abe's Lincoln has joined me here. Is that my picture you're using as a profile pic? I don't know. No, that's not the one that was black and white. The black and white one I liked. Leah from Sugar Rock, Jimmy Kilroy in the house. Tierra is here. And thank you, Ed. I appreciate you so much. You're a great supporter of what we do. And we had a great team. We did. And I might as well just mention it now. We're going to talk about SpringFest in the Berg. I was there all 3 days, and so was a lot of other people. So we're going to talk about that on our weekend update. That was my weekend of live local music, and boy, did we have some great music the entire time. But we had a wonderful team of folks running the stage and the production, and that is Mike Kuntz, his Twilight Sound and Lighting, Mongo, Mike's daughter, just so many people there helping work the weekend, and Steve Stein, and we had our hands full. I mean, we did. It's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of work, and not only my job to announce, but my job also to ensure that the bands got their cashola, and when they were done, and they got their recognition on the stage, which we wanted for all of them that were there. So wonderful festival it was. Hi, Bob Klein. Bob Klein's going to join me tomorrow, guys, in place of my co-host Karis. Don't not tune in just because she's not here to say the F-bomb. So join us, because Bob's going to have a good topic for you tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to working with Bob. And got to see Megan Miller, who was my filling co-host a while back. I saw her over the weekend at SpringFest in the Berg with her kids. It was great to see her. There's a lot of musicians they are supporting as well that didn't play. Hi, Bill. We did have some great fun, buddy. And isn't it great that Ed can do those pictures? And, if you can't be there, you're really there with Ed's photos. And I think that's his goal. It really is. And Glenn got to see Little River Band at a new venue, he said. Gas City Performing Arts. Okay. Says great show, great music, brand new facility. How about only 9 months old? Wow. Good. Perfect. Thank you, Glenn. And Scott says great pictures, Ed. Matt Anderson in the house. Corona is here. He slept till 11 a.m. today from the weekend. I wish I could have. I didn't get to do that, but I needed it. I really did. What's up, Tony? Thank you. From Hindsight in the house. Daniel Bryan. I got to say hi to some people, then I need to get started because I've got a lot to talk about here, folks. I do. Corona says happy Monday. Hi, Mark. Good to see you from Wild Frontiers in the house as well. Dirk Turner said Ed is the man. Ed is more than the man. He's the bomb diggity. Yes. Bob says his F-bomb game will be strong tomorrow, so join us for that. Good. What's going on, Scotty Long? And the 50-50 was the split. I think I have it here somewhere. It was like the total on it was like 4,600 or something like that for the weekend. So, yeah. So it was good. And we announced the winner at the end. I don't know if the winner's been claimed yet. The winning ticket did not have information on it, so we just announced the number. And should it not be claimed, I believe they will draw it again and post it. So keep that in mind. You have so much time to claim it, I believe. Let me get to it here. All right. So thank you guys for supporting last Thursday's show, our Who's Playing Out. It was wonderful. Last week, we had some really good views because of your shares. I was begging and pleading for shares and get the views back up on this. And we had 5.6 thousand. That's not the highest it's ever been, but it's sure not the lowest. So thank you. And a lot of All Around Town radio viewers shared that. So thank you guys so much for that. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever that is, X now, YouTube, and the Tick of Talk if you want to follow us there. And our weekly programming includes our Thursday Who's Playing Out show, brought to you by Heathers in Springboro. Wednesday with the band. Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday, starring Bob Klein this week. And of course, today, our weekend update. I want to talk real quick about our Name That Tune last Wednesday at Heathers. Had 180 plus, kind of a crappy weather night. So that hurt us a little, but 28 teams playing on the patio is not bad. I'll take it all day long. And thank you, Jerry, for saying share. I appreciate that very much. And it was a great night. Good music. We did have a little bit of a testy first set list written by our friend Jeff Ziegler, who has been there with perfect attendance for years. And this was the first one he's missed in like 6 years. So he wrote me a set list, and boy, there were some angry people about it. It was tough. It was a difficult set list. I don't think I've ever had set lists where some teams got like 2 or 3 points on the whole list, but that happened. But it was still fun. We had a blast. Always a blast at Heather's. I'll be there all the way through November, every Wednesday. And thank you to Heather for being the sponsor of our Thursday show as well. All right, let me get to it here. We're going to talk about SpringFest. And as I said earlier, if you are on Facebook, I cannot see. I normally have an iPad here. Something's going on with my iPad. My iPad's getting old. It's starting to act up. And so I don't have it in here today. If you can, please say something. Let us know you're out there, because I can't see you just pop up like I do normally and say hi to you. So, SpringFest in the Berg. First and foremost, I've got to give a huge shout out to our friends Devin and Dan, who coordinate the committee. This is a big task. This is a huge festival. It's not what you think. It's in some little parking lot somewhere behind a church or this or that. No, this is a massive festival with rides, crafts, vendors, food, and weekend of music at the amphitheater all weekend long. 2 stages, actually, worth of music all weekend long. So if you've never been to SpringFest in the Berg, you have missed out on a great time. And Ed Sawicki can attest to that as well, because he knows. He got to spend the weekend with us. We all have sore feet after being on our feet so long Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but we're not complaining because we had a great weekend. We kicked it off at 5 o'clock on Friday. Now, that is certainly not the time we started, because there's a whole lot of setup that goes into this. And again, Twilight Sound and Lighting Man, the best. Mike Coons, the best. Great. Steve Stein works like a dog. He does. Good people, okay? Really good people. But I'm going to give you a rundown of the entire festival's worth of music here, because these people that played deserve for you to hear about them a little bit. And I hope you hang with me today and listen to some of this and listen to the people who played. And there was a big selection process. And for those who were salty because they were turned down, or, if you've played in the past, sometimes you don't play a second year. You take a year off. They alternate a lot of that. Don't get testy about it. Just enjoy and come down and support those who did get picked to play this year. And, it's always a challenge for that committee to pick the folks who play. And they hit some home runs this year. They found some people this year that I had never seen that I was wowed by. So we're going to chat about them a little bit. Sorry about the voice. When you have to microphone it for 3 straight days, it's a little rough. All right, we started out Friday with Tessa Marie. This girl is lovely, by the way. I've known her for years. She's singing songs from Miranda Lambert, Dina Carter, Tyler Childers. She's a great local female country artist, and she looks the part. I mean, she's a tall drink of water. She is wearing her cowboy hat and her beautiful flowing hair. And Tessa's just a sweetheart. We love her. And opening the show, she's got a perfect personality, and she really works the crowd well. She talks to people in the audience. First time I'd seen her in a while, and her mom and dad were there, and I love seeing them. They're great people, and people in support of Tessa Marie. So if you've never seen her play, look her up. It's TESA, not 2 S's, TESA Marie Music on Facebook. And thank you, Tessa. She'll be watching this later. I'm sure she's probably working right now. Gina, that's a demerit for you for being late. I don't expect this to ever happen again. Please don't ever let that happen again. Or you're off my Christmas card list. All right. So, yeah, like I said, I've known Tessa for years. She's always a crowd favorite at SpringFest in the Berg. And she's played on the side stage because we had a lot going on to get ready for our big act on Friday night, who was Miss Jackie. And I'll talk about them here in just a minute. Hi, Sean Cooper. Thank you for being here from Milano's. Yes. So let me talk about opening ceremonies for a minute. I got a chance to introduce Mayor Michelle Collins, who's a wonderful lady who I've known for a long time as well, from Miamisburg, and some of her council members. And Michelle came out and talked about the importance of the festival and the city of Miamisburg. She is Miss Miamisburg herself. I mean, she loves her town. which every mayor should. And that's why she gets reelected. And Michelle is a wonderful person. She's a realtor as well down in Miamisburg, got a big realty office down there right near where we were, next to Bullwinkle's, if you know where that is. And Mayor Michelle Collins, man, she just does a great job. She's good on the microphone, of course. And she was good at introducing her council members and such. We had Devin and Dan on stage at that moment for the opening ceremonies. And then we threw it over to Miss Diamond Coleman, who has done the national anthem, I think 3 or 4 years straight now there. She is Miss Radiance World 2025. And before you start dogging on beauty pageants, listen to this. Miss Diamond Coleman has 3 degrees, college degrees. All were paid for in full, her tuition and everything to get these degrees. And I mean, we're talking major college degrees, not the, 1 year, mixology degree for bartending. She's got 3 great degrees. She's a very intelligent young lady. It was all paid for through pageantry. So, the teen pageant moms get a bad rep and all that. But Diamond has made the best of this. And she's a beautiful young lady. She's wonderful to talk to. And she told a little bit about her platform and such as well for the opening ceremonies, and sang a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. And we appreciate that so much. Then we did scholarships. Scholarships each year. The SpringFest committee gives away 3 $1,000 scholarships to high school seniors in Miamisburg. And Devin and Dan presented those. Then they turned around and presented a check for $10,000 to Sycamore Trails Parks Improvement for the Miamisburg Park District. They do a lot for the community. The proceeds of this go right back into the community. There's nobody greasing their pockets with SpringFest or any of that. They are certainly having a great time there, and they're making a lot of money to support local projects in the community. And, they supported me a few years back. If you guys remember my Acoustapalooza event, they came in with a big sponsorship there, which was really amazing. And speaking of sponsors, before I talk about the rest of the music, let me pull I thought I wasn't, Ed will relate to this, thought I wasn't going to pick this clipboard up again, but I decided I'd do it for this. Our friends from the Miamisburg Moose Lodge were the presenting sponsor. They gave some good money to this to put the festival on. Lots of the bands were sponsored. Bennett's Publical sponsored Wild Frontiers. Jane's on Main sponsored Miss Jackie and Tessa Marie. There's a gentleman named Dave Worrell from Collins Realty, Michelle Collins' business. And he sponsored the MC, me, and the sound and all that. So he did a great job with that, and thank you. Alta Fiber was a sponsor. Ron's Pizza, Miamisburg Community Foundation, and Good Time Charlie's. All Around Town Radio was a sponsor, by the way. 3 Dips Ice Cream was the official ice cream of SpringFest. They're great people. I got a chance to meet them. Wonderful people. Leaf Filter did a wonderful donation as well. So lots of good stuff. There was a 50-50 raffle, as we mentioned there at the beginning. John was asking about that. So lots of good things. Hi, Heather. How are you? And Devin's here. Hi, Devin. Good to have you on. Thank you both for your tireless efforts. And Devin, you're a rock star, my dear. Thank you so much. And official ice cream of SpringFest. It is. I bet I said that 50 times throughout the weekend and enjoyed every time I said it. I did. So let me go on to say that then, after all that circumstance was done and the committee was up there as well, they left the stage. And I got a chance to introduce my friend, Miss Jackie, who traveled all the way from Harrison, Ohio, to literally blow the roof off the amphitheater. If the storms didn't, she was gonna, with her talent. Miss Jackie up front on the vocals and the dancing machine, as I call her, because she is one Energizer bunny. And then Chase on bass, her husband, who's got a wingspan with his legs of about 40 feet, I think. If you've ever seen Chase play, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And yes, then Kyle on guitar. I love to watch Kyle play guitar and listen to him. He's fantastic. And Eric back there with the drums doing his thing. Such an amazing song list from Miss Jackie. And we started them about 10, 15 minutes early because of the impending storms. And we're glad we did, because the crowd got about 75 minutes of Miss Jackie before, unfortunately, we had to make the decision to pull the plug. And we ended up having to do that because of the weather. And it was very sad to have to do that to Miss Jackie's band because they were killing it. And there was a lot of people there then. But we had lightning. And let me just say this, too, before I go too much further. There was some guy on Facebook. I believe it's Jank 3D Designs. I'm just going to say this out loud. Get your facts right, dude. There were not 90-mile-an-hour winds that came through the festival at any point in time. I looked at the Weather Service data today, and the winds were 30 to 40 miles an hour during a peak storm. So please don't quote on your Facebook page something wrong like that. And don't throw a committee under the bus because you're supposed to be there and your tent's supposed to be tied down properly, and you knew the storms were coming, so tie it down. That's all I got to say. Quit bitching. Don't get on Facebook and grandstand because you had it all wrong and then say it was irresponsible. We were watching the weather from 5 o'clock on. We had weather apps going the whole time at the stage. We shut the show down when lightning was within 25 miles, which is the requirement of stages if you know the rules. And so that's that. So I hate keyboard warriors, man. I do. People that get online and start trashing people who work their ass off for a thing. So that's my soapbox. That's my soapbox. Oh, I've still got Heather's comment up there. Let me take that out. Heather, you've been up a while. All right. I wasn't looking at the comments. There's a lot of them coming in. And thank you, Brian. But, we had a professional stage crew. That's why we're there. That's why we're watching the weather. That's why I was watching the radar. And I can't tell you how many people come up and stick a phone under my face and say, look at this radar. Yeah, I don't have that on my phone. Come on, people. I understand there's storms coming. We understand. We went as long as we could go. And the minute we had lightning within 25 miles on my little app that said it was 25 miles away, we shut the show down. And then immediately following that, we had a lot of lightning coming in. So we're glad we did. And everybody lived. How about that? And yes, there was a lot of damage on Saturday morning when the vendors came in. And what happens is, and I was explained this actually by a very nice vendor who told me that it becomes a domino effect. If one tent isn't tied down, it goes into the next one and the next one. And pretty soon it's like this giant pushing umbrella that just pushes them all over because the damage was only done in one section of the park. That was interesting. It was because where we were by the stage and the ones to our right from the stage, they weren't torn up. So it's just, it's probably caused by one that wasn't torn down. And Devin said literally happy that no one was hurt. And I'll take tents getting destroyed all day long than people. And I did see a video today of another festival somewhere that went on out west, and the weather popped up so quick and came through there. People were running for their lives, and tents like that were blowing up people over. And so we made the right call to shut it down. And that's all I got to say about that. Back to Miss Jackie. Wonderful, wonderful show. She's fantastic. And, those of you that watch Miss Jackie in the bar scene, she can turn that show into a kid-friendly show in a heartbeat, and did really well. And I love Chase. He's wonderful as well. Like I said, Kyle, great on the guitar. And they're good people to work with. So thank you to Miss Jackie on Friday night for absolutely destroying it. She did. And if she'd have played another hour, people would have stayed and loved her. And so thank you very much. Big deep breath. So we went home, and sometime throughout the night, the storm rolled through there and did do some damage to the tents and so on, but nobody was there to get hurt. So amen to that. Now let's go to Saturday. And what did Steve said they were full go from the downbeat. They were from the first song. Yes. So I can actually say Miss Jackie did blow the show away. She blew the roof off, but the roof on the amphitheater stayed. That's a beautiful amphitheater, by the way, there in Miamisburg. If you've never been there or worked it, done a show there, it's fantastic. I would rather it not face west, but wasn't my call. So it does get a little warm in the sun, and there's a lot of sun in your face, but it was great. Makes it tough for the photographers sometimes, a little bit, the way it works. All right, I got to move on. Saturday parade. about a 9 a.m. start time on the parade or whatever time that was. Following on stage, we kicked off the day with the Vicky Joe Dance Studio from Miamisburg. This dance studio has been there for 67 years. I dearly love working with the director of that dance studio, who is Miss Sierra. She is one of the kindest, nicest people, and I watch those girls. She has 100 girls probably come out there and dance throughout the day, and Sierra is just a blessing. Her girls are happy. They're smiling. They love each other. And one of the things that gets me every year is there'll be a team on stage dancing, a dance team, and all the little girls who are off stage know every move they're doing, and they're doing it off stage. And it's like their mentors are up there, and it's just so cool. And there's dance dads who come in that work their tails off too. They brought a prop in and put it on stage, a big lifeguard chair, like fire tower thing, and all that. The dancers were priceless, and Ed captured some great photos that we have on our page of the dancers from Vicky Joe Dance Studio. So Vicky Joe was there herself, who founded this studio 67 years ago. I think she's in her 80s. I'm not positive. Devin, if you know how old she is, drop it in there, because Vicky Joe was there, and she looks so glamorous and wonderful. And she was the grand marshal of the parade. And this studio has had countless first places for 67 years in all kinds of national competition and so on. And what would you say? Vicky Joe being our grand marshal was such a treat. She looked like $1 million. She did. What a great thing. And yes. Oh, there's Sierra. Thank you. I didn't even know you were on here. I was pumping your tires without even knowing you were here. How about that? She said, we love SpringFest and Devin Douglas so much. Thank you. You're amazing to work with as well. And I wish all the dance troops that I've worked with over the years on stages like that would be like you. I really do. And that lady never reveals her age. She's in her 80s. I'm going to say that, okay? She won't care. She's proud of it. She's timeless. She is. She looks like she never ages. It's amazing. All right. So that's what I got to say. I got to move on. I'm talking way too much here for time. So, Jeannie Moreland Dance Studio from Springboro was there, 49 years in business. And the interesting fact I found out was at 5 years old, Jeannie Moreland, who owns that studio, was a student of Vicky Joe's. So, that's kind of cool too. It is. And Jeannie Moreland there every year as well. And her kids were on stage and doing their thing. And then we moved into Kyla Manus, starting the day out, open our music at noon. She's got sweet, smooth sound. She's a good performer. Kyla plays a lot. She does it as a pro musician. I mean, that's what her job is. And she had the crowd going. And, it starts out at noon on a Saturday, a little slim pickings on the crowd. And she gathered people. She started singing. People were sitting out there. It was a beautiful day, other than the wind. It was a wonderful day. And Kyla did a great job. And it's always good to see Kyla. And what did we say? Kevin Tolles, what did he say? I don't know what that, Kevin, that looks like a typo or something. I don't know. All right. So where am I at here? Kyla Manus. Yeah, blend of good stuff. She plays a variety of songs. She's, for the most part, pretty mellow as she plays, but she's very good at a solo gig in a bar and places that people want to just sit back and relax and have a drink and listen to some good music. So it was a pleasure. He says, don't say that name any faster. That's true. You don't want to say that. Kyla Manus on stage. She's wonderful. Thank you, Kyla. She'll be watching later as well. She told me she would. She had something going today at 5. So then I was introduced to an interesting band. I've seen the orchestra before called the Kim Kelly Orchestra. It's like a 17-piece orchestra with horn sections and all kinds of things. They're amazing. But this was a scaled down version called the Kim Kelly Band on the main stage, first act on Saturday. Diverse list of songs. They were everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And they were all songs people could relate to, dance to, sing along to, all that. I love the saxophone addition to that band, by the way. They had a saxophone there with the Kim Kelly Band. They were all veterans, too. Many of them were Air Force veterans. that were playing in that band, and all seasoned veteran musicians. You could tell this. I mean, they really they were just wonderful people to work with. And Felita, who was the lead singer, was an absolute pleasure to work with. She even showed up on Friday to get a feel for the stage and everything. So hats off to her for doing her homework. She was parking attendant, getting the band in, getting them parked in the right place. She was running the show on the stage, making sure the songs were done properly and that they were on time and all that. And Devin says we may be seeing the orchestra again. Yeah. Well, you bring that 17-piece orchestra, you better come to the stage and help us set that one up. Mike and I were joking about that, but he's done bigger. So, and Devin said she's so classy. She really is. And wonderful, 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 wonderful. Somebody's stealing my thunder on finding Melissa. Thanks, Stephanie. Yes. But Kim Kelly Band, go see them if you have a chance. Really good band. Excellent. And you could just tell they're all pros. They've played for years. In fact, I heard the saxophone player say something. He says, I don't know most of these songs. And they're like, oh, you'll get it. This guy killed it. He did. He was so good. So good. So great times with them. And Felita, if you get to watch this, thank you so much for being a pleasure to work with. It's always good when you're a stage crew to work with someone who wants to work with you and doesn't have demands, just wants to know what they can do to help get it done, make it work right and all that. It's just a pleasure. And we had so many of those bands this weekend that, in fact, I don't think we had any problems. We didn't have any problem children this year. Occasionally you get a musician that's a bit of a diva and wants to be pissy, but we didn't have that. All right, finding Melissa. Ken, Melissa, and Stephanie. Their blend of perfect harmonies and song choices were so good. And had so many comments from people who had never seen them coming up to me and saying, you know, where are these guys playing? I want to go see them. I love them. And they're just a band that attracts great crowds and people that love harmonies. And they strip down songs too that you wouldn't expect. I mean, things from Kiss to Dokken and all those songs, and Ozzy Osbourne, doing Crazy Train in a harmonized, slowed down version. And it's just so cool. I love this band. It's one of my favorites of all time. And again, like I said, their song choices for the festival were really on top of things. But as popped up here in the comments a little earlier, I'll pop it up there right now. Congratulations to Melissa, Missy as she's known, and Kenny for their engagement. They just got engaged over the weekend. So after SpringFest, and congratulations. Very, very, very happy for them. They're two wonderful people. And the band, the three-piece band, is just made up of great personalities and wonderful folks. So thank you to finding Melissa. And we finally achieved everyone is a banger. Yeah, we did. We did. Yes, your military band brethren are jamming on. They are, Jeff Vance. I think a couple of them were in the Air Force Band of Flight or something like that, or the Air Force Band, maybe. I don't know. I kind of caught some of that. Didn't get a whole lot of background or info on them, but really good. Finding Melissa, wonderful band, though. Go see them. Everybody I'm talking about today, follow their page, please. Then we had Wild Frontiers. Wild Frontiers. They were a big crowd favorite, probably because they brought a big crowd. They brought everybody they knew, I think. It was so fun. And a lot of their followers were there. And their followers love them and adore them for what they do. They were voted last year Dayton's best band. They're in the running this year for that. I don't know if that's been announced yet or not today. But I do want to say that Wild Frontiers is a class act. I'm starting to lose the voice here. Scott Albrecht fronting the band, Mark on guitar, Derek on guitar, Dale on bass, and Aaron on drums, and Chris on keys make up that band called Wild Frontiers. They just kicked it off as a band, and I don't know. People just grabbed onto them and they loved it and they had a fun time. The audience, every time they stopped a song, they had huge applause, and they ended up coming out and doing a little bow at the end and everybody cheering for them and all those things, which was so awesome to see. And Scott told me, he said, we're going to bring it and we're going to leave it all on the stage. And they did. They did. And they did a song about 4 In where they brought up Melissa from Finding Melissa, Gimme Shelter. And she's hitting those high notes in the Stones' Gimme Shelter song. And Kenny's taking video and I see a tear going down his face out there. You cried, Kenny. You did. And that's okay because I cried too. It was a moving moment to see that happen. And thank you, Scott, for inviting Melissa on stage with you to collaborate on that song. It was a wonderful idea. And the crowd loved it. They did. The crowd was just into it so much. They were. What's Heather got to say while she has a moment? Never be able to do it without me. Thank you, Heather. I love you. Thank you so much. And Mike and Steve and everybody else. I mean, we have a great team there. We do. Steve said, Gimme Shelter was amazing. It was. It was just off the chain. Chad says, congrats to Ken and Melissa. Yes. And yeah, Right Pat, the Band of Flight. Thank you. Out of Right Pat. So really, really good stuff with Wild Frontiers as well. And I'm not getting into like set lists today and all that because it's just, I don't have enough time. I'm already 36 minutes in. I got to be done here in a few. But thank you to Wild Frontiers. Now, I will say the keyboard player, I don't know if he thinks he's Emerson, Lake and Palmer plus Prince because he plays every damn instrument there is up there. And he's got enough keyboards to start a piano store, which, you know, that's a challenge to the sound crew. It is at times, but his guitar, everything else. And Chris does a great job. He does. But Scott, your voice was fantastic. The Joe Cocker Scream and Dream On Scream as well. I was telling people backstage to listen to this guy. And it was a wonderful show by Wild Frontiers. Then our friend David Thornton took the stage, the side stage. And David Thornton is just a consummate professional musician. Who plays incredible music. He works the looper pedal and the harmonizers and things like that he invented them. He's so good. And, you know, he's available to be seen at Jane's on Main on Thursday nights in Miamisburg, who are one of the sponsors of our event. And you can certainly go see him there Thursday night where he hosts an acoustic open mic night, I should say. But David Thornton was a wonderful opener for our headliner that night. And he did a great job as he always does. And he's always on time, always ready to play and always ready to, be flexible if he needs to be too. And I like that about David Thornton. So thank you, David. If you're out there watching, thank you so much again. I love your Pink Floyd. I love your Zeppelin stuff. Anything else you do, David is a pro. So get a chance to follow his page too. He also teaches guitar lessons at Lester's Rock and Roll Shop in Middletown. So if you want to learn how to play guitar, he'd be my guy because he knows how to play guitar really well. He really does. And Heather says, woo, David Thornton, always so good. He is. All right, I got to keep rolling really quick here. Sorella on Saturday night, our headliner. 3 beautiful young ladies out of Lexington, Ohio area, which is 2 hours north of here. They're sisters. The sibling harmonies are just flat amazing. They are even better people. They were fun to work with. Their family was wonderful, who came in. We had them in the green room for a while, and their family's so nice. And Dad is so into these girls being successful. So is Mom, but Dad especially is so into them being successful. And the 3 young ladies all have different personalities, but boy, do they click on stage. They're the ones that have the 3.4 million TikTok followers, if you want to know, and finished in the top 5 finalists on The Voice season 23. They have a song out called Boo Hoo that's one of my favorites. In fact, I used it on Instagram today on a post I did, a picture I posted. And these girls stayed around after the show to take pictures with anybody that wanted to come backstage and take photos with them. They just stayed for 4 hours if that's what it took. And they're just good young ladies and smart, and they know their business. And when they sing to tracks, I had some people bitching about track band. Why do you have a track band? All that. Well, you know what? It takes a lot to bring a band to play with people and travel on the road. It costs a lot of money. So right now they're just getting started. And they're coming off a big event out in LA where they opened for Meghan Trainor and Gwen Stefani and all that. And I will tell you that I was blown away by their performance, and so was Heather, she says. Absolutely. And Devin still can't believe they came to SpringFest. Yeah, I can't either. And Ed says, very impressive young ladies for sure. They were, and they carry themselves like a class act. I mean, they're wonderful, just ambassadors for young people in music. And I love that. And they're so supportive. And if you watched my show where I interviewed them, we talked about their music teacher being a big influence to them. And they were so proud of this lady that was their music teacher and so on, and how she inspired them and did all the things she wanted to do to make sure they were taken care of, and they learned the voice techniques they needed. She was there. She showed up and came to the show. So how about that? And I got to meet her, and what a neat lady. And yes, Devin, we got our pics with them. I got pics with them that I'll post on the page, but we got our pictures, and we're going to know them when. That's going to be it. We're going to say we got our photo with them back when they were playing Miamisburg, Ohio, before they're playing arenas, because they are that good. Yes. So Sorella, thank you so much. A pleasure to meet you. I hope to have them back on the show again someday to talk about their music releases and so on. We talked about that a little bit. All right, I got to hurry here and get into Sunday. Anna Marie. I've never met this girl in my life. She opened the show on Sunday. She was discovered by Devin, I think, at Jane's on Main open mic night with David Thornton. Anna Marie is a folk singer. This girl was fantastic. She carried herself amazingly on stage. She interacted with her audience amazing, and she sang beautifully. And she played a baritone ukulele, which is very unique as well. She said when she started playing, she found the guitar was just too big for her to hold, and she didn't like it and all that. So she played a baritone ukulele. This was beautiful music, great folk music, perfect way to start a beautiful Sunday in Miamisburg, was Anna Marie. And what Ed says, that Sorella sports the shoes that rock. They did. And the picture I got with him, I did say something about, or you got of us, I think maybe Ed, I don't know. Somebody took it and I said I wore the wrong pair of shoes. I did. Because I didn't have sequence boots on and those kind of things. And Devin said, discovered she's doing great out there. Yeah, I'm glad you saw her too. And Ed and I talked about this a lot. Anna Marie was amazing and professional and wonderful. So great stuff. I wish I could talk more, guys. I'm running out of time and I'm losing viewers too because it's way too long here. Anna Marie, follow her. Anna Marie, follow her on social media, if you will. Then we had Ellen Morell, which was Lindsay and Brandon, but it's called Ellen Morell, and wonderful voices too. Very theatrical, very show tune-ish, that kind of stuff, type of music. I think Brandon has a vast history in New York in the theater, and you could tell it. They were great together. They brought a bunch of people who loved them and cheered for them, and just wonderful stuff. And Ellen Morell, Lindsay and Brandon. See, I don't think they have a Facebook presence yet. That's a new band name. In fact, this was the first time they were slated to be a full band, and something occurred and the band couldn't be there. So we had the duo come up, and that was the first time they had done just a duo act. And it's good. It'd be perfect for a wine bar, a laid back dinner place, that kind of stuff. They're perfect for that. Just a wonderful job by Lindsay and Brandon, and their voices are sweet. They're real, and together they're even sweeter. It was just a wonderful show. So again, as we said, we had bangers all weekend long. We did. Ben and Pete joined us on the stage, then following them. And Ben and Pete, well, what can I say about Ben and Pete? But they're a Miamisburg favorite. Ben and Pete are both school teachers in Miamisburg, so they get the student population there as well that loves them. But they're an upbeat band. They're fun. They play fun tunes. Pete on the microphone, Ben on the guitar, and singing some harmonies and harmonica work and that kind of thing. And we just love Ben and Pete. And you can't have SpringFest without Ben and Pete. You just can't do it. They play places like Lucky Star in Miamisburg. They play Jane's on Main and some of those. Don't play. They've been getting out a little bit more in some other locations, I've noticed. But Ben and Pete, Heather, I'm with you. They're one of my favorites too. And they always get the crowd pumped up. And they were a perfect opener for our friends from Party Punch. Now, allow me to say, this is the biggest Sunday I've ever seen at SpringFest in the Berg. And long before I was involved in the stage, I was coming there. And I will tell you that it's the biggest crowd ever for a Sunday. The weather helped. It was beautiful. But they started rolling in there, and Party Punch, Devin, I know we talked about Party Punch on a Sunday and all that, and that, man, they're a great band. Do we want them on a Sunday? Sunday was a genius idea, by the way, because it brought the people on Sunday, and they stayed, and they were ready to party with Party Punch. And may I say again, Brandon Harvey is a wonderful front man, an excellent front man. He knows how to work a crowd. He's up in the audience. He's up dancing with them. He had the kids dancing. He had the adults dance. The entire crowd was dancing to their songs of basically it's dance, it's hip hop, it's dance music. It's a variety of stuff that they play. I mean, you know, from Ice Ice Baby to Regulate to all those tunes that people love and sing along to. And then you have Magic Mike. It's B Harv, by the way. I said Brandon Harvey, but B Harv, I'll give you their stage names. Magic Mike on the bass, B Shuts on the guitar and the keyboard, and he's a great guy to work with too, anytime. I love Brian. He's a wonderful individual, and we just have a great time when we're together doing these shows. As I said, Magic Mike, who I've known for years, on the bass, and then kicking it over to Chad, or better known as Jim Membership, playing the keyboards and doing a lot of the vocal work as well in the band. Seth back there on the drums, absolutely killing it and working the magic of all the things that make Party Punch a great show to see. They are the premier party band, and I will tell you, if I get a chance, go see them wherever they are. I think they're playing Dancing in the Streets in Miamisburg, and follow their page and go see this band, because it is just a stellar band. They put on one of the best performances that I've seen at SpringFest and of theirs. And I've been to a lot of their shows. So, and I've been to shows where they have bigger crowds than they had there, and they're just a fantastic band. And they're in and out too, man. They got there, they had a 3:00 setup time for a 4:00 start. Boom. They are an oiled machine. They had it going on. We got on. We might've been 2 or 3 minutes late, but you know, those things happen. And, you know, unfortunately we had to end at 6. We had a hard stop at 6, but you know, they could have played another hour and people would have partied with them. That crowd was into it that much. And on a Sunday, we had to end the thing at 6:00 to get everything cleaned up from the festival and all those things done. Ed says they pack a killer punch. They absolutely do. And this is a good group of people, guys. So, and I get a chance to hang with them on my Wednesday nights sometimes. B Shuts and certainly Brandon, they come down to Heather's and play a little music trivia. Occasionally you can catch Brandon even dancing in the aisles to some of the songs we play. So stop down there. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you very much, man. And it is a wonderful, wonderful weekend at SpringFest in the Berg. I want to thank the committee. I want to thank Devin and Dan and Heather who are on here. Thank you guys so much for always including me in your thoughts on the show and those kind of things. It's a wonderful venue. The amphitheater there is beautiful. I'll be doing a couple events there this year. I'll announce as well. So come down and enjoy a nice evening in the park. The park is gorgeous. And there's so much to do. If you have little kids, there's the splash pad. There's, you know, just walking that park is a pretty walk. And all the vendors the restaurants and venues around there, Bullwinkles and places like that where you can just walk over. Ron's Pizza. I grabbed a Ron's Pizza on the way home Saturday night. It's great. So Finding Melissa said, great event. Really well done. Thank you. And you know what I'm proud of? We stayed on time for the most part the entire time. And that's important because when somebody knows that Party Punch is playing at 4, they need to play at 4. You know, people don't want to sit there and wait a half hour because it happens at so many festivals. Because if you're late 5 minutes on the first band and the second band, it's 10 and then 20, by the end of the day, you're at an hour late. And that's just no good. No good. Thanks to Mike and crew from Twilight Sound and Lighting. They're always a blast to work with. I got to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. Tomorrow, Bob Klein joins me on Hot Topic Tuesday. We're giving Karis the day off tomorrow. It's kind of a special day for her tomorrow. So, and then we are going to celebrate Karis's birthday on Thursday at the Bell and the Bear. So, come down and join us for that one if you can, for that night. I'll be at the Miamisburg Moose tomorrow night with trivia, and then Wednesday night at Heather's with Name That Tune. Love to see you there as well. Thanks for watching today, guys. Don't forget to hit the little share button on that, or tag one of the bands we talked about in your comments, if you will. If you're watching after the fact, drop us the line. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and all that. We'll be back with you live at 5 tomorrow with Hot Topic Tuesday. And Bob Klein right here at All Around Town Radio. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye for now.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see.
Just a reminder, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they may represent.
It's the All Around Town Radio.